OAP and all those things. So that will be included in today's lecture. So let us see and let's have a revision of unit number 5. So we'll start with it. So let us start with what is internet connectivity. So as we know that the internet connectivity refers to the way people are hooked up to the internet and may include dial-up telephone lines, always on broadcast connections and wireless devices. So in order to study this internet connectivity, we have to understand first what are the internet service providers, software hardware requirements, and configuring the internet connections. That is the about the internet connectivity. So we have to understand this internet service providers, which the companies which provides the internet are or offer an access to the internet are called as internet service providers. So they offer various services such as internet access, domain name registration, dial-up access, and lease line access. So internet service providers can be broadly classified into 6 categories as shown in the 5 categories as shown in the figure. So you can see that the internet service providers are like access providers. These are the internet service providers like mailbox providers, hosting ISPs, virtual ISPs, and free ISPs. Now, access providers are the which provides access to the internet through telephone lines, cables, Wi-Fi, or fiber optics. They are called as the access providers. Then mailbox providers, their providers offer mailbox hosting services. Then hosting ISPs offers email and other web hosting services such as virtual machines, clouds, etc. Then comes the virtual ISPs, offer internet access via other ISP services. And free ISPs actually do not charge for the internet services. So these are the internet service providers. Now, there are several ways to connect to the internet. So following are the connection types that are available. So first is the dial-up connection. So how you get the internet connections. So there are types, several ways you can connect to your internet. So out of these several ways, these are some of the ways where you can connect to the internet. So that is the dial-up connections. Then comes the ISDN, DSL, then cable TV internet connections, satellite internet connections, and wireless internet connections. So let us see first dial-up connections. So in case of dial-up connections, it uses the telephone line to connect to PC to the internet. So it uses telephone lines to connect to PCs to the internet. This is the simple what definition for dial-up connection is. It requires a modem setup dial-up connection. It is this modem works as an interface between PC and telephone line. So PC और telephone lines के बीच में एक modem लगेगा और telephone lines के through ही वो connections आपके PC पे आएगा और उसको dial-up connections बोलते हैं. So normally the dial-up connection uses either of the following protocols. The first is serial line internet protocol, SLIP, and point-to-point protocol. So this is dial-up connection where the connection uses telephone lines to connect to PC through to the internet, and the modem is used as an interface between PC and telephone lines. This is what the dial-up connection says. Now the next is the figure which shows up all the dial-up connections. So you can see that the computer is connected to the modem and then to the internet service providers. Then on the through the telephone lines, it is given to the internet service providers. From internet service providers to the telephone lines, then to the modem and back to the second computer. So there are two terminals. The first terminal is connected with the modem. Through telephone lines, it is connected to the internet, that is to this internet service providers. From internet service providers, it will be going to the telephone lines and then to the modem and then to the second terminal. So this is nothing but the dial-up connection which shows accessing of the internet using modem. Now comes ISDN. Now ISDN is nothing but integrated service digital network. It establishes the connection between phone lines which carries digital signals instead of analog signals. So the difference between ISDN and dial-up connection is that it uses digital signal instead of analog signals. There are two techniques to deliver ISDN services. The first one is a basic rate interface. The second one is a primary rate interface, that is BRI and BRI. So let us see what PRI and BRI means. The BRI ISDN consists of 3 distinct channels on a single ISDN line. that is up to 64 kbps channel, and one is 16 kbps delta and data channels. The tri-ISDN consists of 23 B channels and 1 D channels, with both having operating frequency about 64 kbps individually, making total transmission rate of 1.54 mbps. Now this is the ISDN. So you can see that the computer terminal is connected to the ISDN adapter, then to the telephone lines, then given to the digital telephone lines, then it is given to the internet service providers. From internet service providers, it is given to the digital local telephone line, then to the ISDN adapter, and to the computer. So instead of using analog signals here, it deals with the digital signals. So that is only the difference between ISDN and dial-up connections. Now the third concept is DSL. So that is called as digital subscriber line. It is the form of a broadband connection, as it provides connection over ordinary telephone lines. So it is a form of a broadband connection and provides a connection over ordinary telephone lines. So the DSL techniques available today are asymmetric DSL, symmetric DSL, high bit rate DSL, rate adaptive DSL, very high bit rate DSL, that is VDCL, and ISDN DSL. All of the above mentioned technologies differ in their upload and download speed, bit transfer rate, and level of the services. So depending upon the speed, transfer rate, bit transfer rate, and level of the service, these are the some of the several versions of DSL techniques. So this is the DSL technique. You can see that the computers, group of computers is connected to the routers. Then through the router, it is connected to modem, then given to the internet service providers, then it back to DSL modem, and then to the computer. So in this way, the connection is established for the DSL. Then comes cable TV internet connections. So cable TV internet connections is provided through the cable TV lines. So वही cable TV lines के साथ दो connections रहेंगे, एक TV को जाएगा और एक आपके internet को जाएगा. It uses the coaxial cable which is capable of transferring the data at much higher speed than the common telephone lines. So इसमें telephone lines की जगह पे use होता है coaxial cables, और इस वजह से उसका capability of transferring the data is much more higher as compared to the telephone lines. A cable modem is used to access this service provided by the cable operator. The cable modem comprises of two connections, that is one for the internet and the other for the cable TV signals. Since cable TV internet connections share a set of amount of bandwidth with a group of customers, therefore the data transfer rate also depends on number of customers using internet at the same time. As दो connections जाएंगे, एक cable TV को जाएगा और एक internet को जाएगा, so obviously it depends upon how much the number of users are which are using. So the speed of the internet will be depending upon that, okay, how many users are using that internet connection. So you can see from the figure, this is how the internet is accessed using cable TV. So you can see that the internet service providers given to the telephone lines, then to the node. From the node, it is splitted so into two connections. One is the cable modem to the computers, and second is the cable TV converter to cable. So ये जो split हो रहा है दो कनेक्शंस में, एक टीवी को जा रहा है और दूसरा आपके इंटरनेट कनेक्शंस को जा रहा है. Then satellite internet connections offer a high speed connections to the internet. There are two ways of satellite internet connections, one way connection or two way connections. So पहले one way connections में we can only download but we cannot upload the data. If you want to upload, we have to use up the dial-up access through internet service provider over telephone line. But in two-way connection, you can download as well as upload the data by satellite, and it does not require any dial-up connections. So one way में dial-up connection लगेगा, टू वे में डायल अप कनेक्शंस नहीं लगेगा. सो कैसे देखो, अगर टू वे कनेक्शंस हो रहा है तो टू वे कनेक्शंस में कंप्यूटर इज कनेक्टेड टू द सैटेलाइट डिश. थ्रू सैटेलाइट इट इज गिवन टू द नेक्स्ट नेटवर्क ऑपरेटर एंड देन इट इज सेंटर्ड. बट इन वन वे कनेक्शन यू रिक्वायर द टेलीफोन लाइन्स. सो उस वक्त कंप्यूटर टू मॉडेम टू द टेलीफोन लाइन्स, फ्रॉम टेलीफोन लाइन्स to the web server, and then to the next terminal. So depending upon what kind of connections you are establishing, you can have the connections like one-way connections or two-way connections. In one-way connections you can download but you cannot upload, and if you want to upload you have to use dial-up connections. In two-way connections, you can upload as well as download through the satellite. Then comes the wireless internet connections. So wireless internet connections make use of radio frequency band to connect to the internet and offers a very high speed. So obviously, the wireless internet connections uses the radio frequency band. The wireless internet connections can be obtained by either using or Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So there are two techniques through you can have a wireless internet connections. So Wi-Fi or Bluetooth is the technique that can be used. The Wi-Fi wireless technology is based upon IEEE 802.11 standard, which allows the electronic device to connect to the internet. So अगर आपका मोबाइल है उसको नेट को कनेक्ट करना है वाईफाई के थ्रू करना है तो आप IEEE 802.11 का स्टैंडर्ड यूज करके कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. Second is a Bluetooth wireless technology, makes use of a short wavelength radio waves and helps to create a PAN, that is personal area network. Then comes the internet protocol. So after seeing what is internet connectivity, now we are going to move towards the internet protocol. So for what purpose the internet protocol is used? The communication between hosts can happen only if and if it identifies each other on the network. So two computers can be connected. A communication can happen between two computers if they can identify each other. In a single collision domain, every packet is sent on the segment by one host is heard by every other host, and host can communicate directly via MAC address. So in a single collision domain, they can communicate directly via MAC. बराबर, मतलब अगर बहुत सारे कंप्यूटर्स एक ही नेटवर्क में कनेक्टेड है, बहुत सारे कंप्यूटर्स एक ही नेटवर्क में कनेक्टेड है, तो उस वक्त एक कंप्यूटर दूसरे कंप्यूटर को आइडेंटिफाई कर सकता है थ्रू मैक एड्रेस. एक कंप्यूटर दूसरे कंप्यूटर को आइडेंटिफाई कर सकता है थ्रू द मैक एड्रेस. What is MAC address? It's a factory coded 48-bit hardware address which can also uniquely identify a host. So वो कंप्यूटर दूसरे कंप्यूटर को आइडेंटिफाई या कम्युनिकेट कर सकता है only because through the 48-bit hardware address which is a uniquely used to identify a host. But if a host want to communicate with the remote host, यानी कि एक नेटवर्क का कंप्यूटर किसी दूर नेटवर्क के कंप्यूटर से कनेक्ट अगर करना चाहता है, तो there has to be some mode of communication. So not in the same segment or logically they are not connected, then some mean of addressing is required to identify the remote host uniquely. So that logical address is given to all the host. A logical address is given to all the host to connect it to the internet, and this logical address is called as internet protocol address. Now, one of the internet protocol is one of the major protocols in TCP/IP protocol suite. This works at the network layer of the OSI model and at the internet layer of TCP/IP model. This protocol has a responsibility of identifying the host based on the logical addresses. Then IP provides a mechanism to uniquely identify host by an IP addressing scheme. IP uses best effort delivery, does not guarantee that packets would be delivered to the destined host, but it sees that the best way to reach the destination. And it is a IPv4 uses 32-bit logical address. So version 4 uses 32-bit logical address. So now we are moving towards the IPv4. So this IPv4 is nothing but Internet Protocol version 4. So first of all, we have seen what is Internet Protocol. So it is used to identify the host in the other network which are logically not connected with each other, and it uses 32-bit logical address. You can see the IPv4 packet structure. So it is having the Internet Protocol being a layer 3 protocol of OSI, takes the data segment from layer 4 and divides it into packet. So layer 3 protocol जो है वो internet protocol है, वो layer 4 से data लेगा और उसको packets में divide करेगा. And these IP packets encapsulate of data unit received from the above layer. जो data उससे receive हुआ है layer 4 से, तो वो जो है उसके साथ वो header add कर देगा of and add its own header information. This is called as the IP encapsulated data. So this encapsulated data is referred to as IP payload. So आपका data प्लस उसके साथ वो जो पैकेट्स में उसको आपने सेगमेंट किया है, पहली बात तो लेयर 3 ने लेयर 4 से डेटा लिया उसको पैकेट्स में डिवाइड किया और उस डेटा को एनकैप्सुलेट किया बाय विद एडिंग एन हेडर इंफॉर्मेशन। तो कैसा होता है, डेटा सेगमेंट को हमने उसको डिवाइड किया डेटा सेगमेंट्स में, तो हर सेगमेंट को एक एक हेडर दिया गया है और उसको आप IP payload बोल सकते हैं. These are called as the IP payload. So adding an header to the layer 4 data, adding an header with a layer 4 data transport, that is called as the IP payload. So IP header contains all the necessary information uh, to deliver the packet at the other end. So this IP header is having that information which is necessary to deliver that packets to the other end. So this is the IP packet structure. So you can see 0 to 31. So that is a 32-bit. We have seen that IPv4 is a 32-bit address. So you can see that 0 to 3 is a 4-bit version. From 4 to 7 IHL, 8 to 13 DSCP, then 14 to 15 that is 1-bit ESN total length. Then comes identification from 0 to 15. Then comes 16 to 18 flags, fragment offset, time to leave from 0 to 7, 8 to 15 protocols, 16 to 31 header checksum. Then you have a source address, destination address, and option. So we'll see what is version. Version is nothing but the version number, that is IPv4. IHL is called as the internet header length, that is length of the entire IP header. This is the header length. DSCP is the differentiated service code point. This is the type of service. ESN is the explicit congestion notification. अगर डेटा भेजते समय कंजेशन अगर आता है रूट में तो वो बताता है ESN. टोटल लेंथ, लेंथ ऑफ द एंटायर आईपी पैकेट. सो पहला जो लेंथ था वो हेडर लेंथ था, ये है आईपी पैकेट का टोटल लेंथ. Identification is if IP packet is fragmented during transmission, then all the fragments must contain some identification, same identification number to identify the IP packet they belong to. Then comes the flag as required by the network resources. If the IP packet is too large to handle, then these flags tells if they can fragmented or not. अगर पैकेट बहुत लार्ज है टू हैंडल, तब आपको फ्लैग बताएगा कि वो फ्रेगमेंट हो सकते हैं या नहीं. In a 3-bit flag, the MSB is always set to 0. Then fragment offset. This offset tells the exact position of the fragments in the original IP packet. Then time to leave. To avoid looping of the network, every packet is sent to some TTL value set, which tells the network how many routers this packet can cross. तो कितना हॉपिंग में क्रॉस हो सकता है उसको वो टाइम बताता है. At each hop, its value is decremented by 1, and when the value reaches to 0, this packet is discarded. तो तब तक वो हॉप करता रहेगा जब तक वो 0 वैल्यू नहीं आती. Then the protocol tells the network layer at the destination host to which the protocol this packet belongs. The next level protocol, for example, protocol number of ICMP is 1, TCP is 6, and UDP is 17. Then header checksum. This field is used to keep the checksum value of the entire header, which is then used to check if the packet is received error free or not. So वो पैकेट जो भेजा गया है वो एरर फ्री है या नहीं, ये चेक करने के लिए हेडर चेकसम होता है. Source address, 32-bit address of the sender. Destination address, 32-bit address of the receiver of the packet. Options, this is an optional field which is used if the value of IHL is greater than 5. These options may contain value of options such as security, record route, timestamp, etc. Then comes, there are 3 different types of addressing modes. One is a unicast addressing mode. Second is a broadcast addressing mode. Third is a multicast addressing mode. I'll not go in detail because we have already taken. Then multicast addressing mode. Then comes the hierarchical addressing mode. Now in case of hierarchical addressing mode, it uses this scheme as an IP address which is 32-bit length is divided into 2 or 3 parts as depicted. So network 8 bits, network 8 bits, 8 bit sub network, and 8 bit for the host. So 2 to 3 इसके अंदर वो करता है addressing scheme में. A single IP address can contain information about the network and its subnetwork and ultimately the host. This scheme enables the IP address to be hierarchical, where a network may have subnetworks which in turns can have many hosts. Then what is a subnet mask? So subnet mask के बारे में देखते हैं. The 32-bit IP address contains the information about the host and its network. It is very necessary to distinguish both. For these routers, use subnet mask, which is as long as the size of network address in the IP address. Subnet mask is also 32-bit long. If the IP address is binary and is AND with the subnet mask, then the result yields a network address. For example, say the IP address is 192.168.1.152, then subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. तो ये देखो, ये एग्जांपल से आपको सब समझ आएगा कि आपका आईपी एड्रेस है 192.168.1.152, आपका मास्क एड्रेस है सबनेट मास्क दैट इज 255.255.255.0। इन दोनों को एंड करने का तो जो आपको रिजल्ट मिलेगा वो मिलेगा नेटवर्क एड्रेस। सो वो मिलता है आपको 192.168.1.0। दिस इज व्हाट द नेटवर्क एड्रेस। वो किसके लिए लगता है? दिस वे द सबनेट मास्क हेल्प्स टू एक्सट्रैक्ट द नेटवर्क आईडी एंड द होस्ट फ्रॉम द आईपी एड्रेस। सो आईपी एड्रेस से नेटवर्क एड्रेस निकालने का काम सबनेट मास्क करता है। It can be identified now as 192.168.1.0. It is the network number, and 192.168.1.152 is the host on that network. So network address के ऊपर जो के अंदर जो host है उसका एड्रेस IP देता है, और जो नेटवर्क में है उसका नेटवर्क नंबर देता है। Then what is the difference between IPv4 to IPv6? This is also a very important task we have to see, and we have already seen. An internet protocol address is called as IP address. It is numerically labeled, which is assigned to the device to the computer network, which uses IP for the communication. Then IP address acts as an identifier for a specific machine. It is having an IP number and internet address. Most network combines IP with the TCP. It also allows deploying a virtual connection between destination and source. So IPv4 was the first version of IP, which came in 1983. Today it is most widely used of IP version. IPv4 uses a 32-bit addressing scheme. So you will be having the 2 raised to 32 address, which is more than 4 billion addresses. Till date, it is considered to be as a primary internet protocol and carries 94% of the internet traffic. But as far as IPv6 is concerned, it is the most recent version of internet protocol, and it is having the 128-bit address space. So 2 raised to 128 address space means up to 340 undecillion unique address space we have. And IPv6 is also called as Internet Protocol Next Generation. So you can see that Internet Protocol version 6 is a new addressing protocol designed to incorporate possible requirements of the future internet. So it is the protocol is on the network layer 3. It is offering enormous amount of logical address space. This protocol has ample features in order to for shortcomings of IPv4. IPv6 is the second network layer standard protocol that follows IPv4 for computer communication across internet. The advantages of IPv6 is large address space, so 32 bits in IPv4 and 128 bits in IPv6. Streamlined protocol header improves packet forwarding efficiency. Stateless auto configuration, multicast, jumbograms, that is the ability to have a large packet payloads for greater efficiency. Network layer security, encryption and decryption for the authentication of communication. Quality of service capabilities, mobility. Now there are 3 points which are important to know: node, a router, and a packet. So node is a system that communicates IPv6. A router is any layer 3 device capable of routing and forwarding IPv6. And a packet is a layer 3 message sourced from IPv6 node destined for IPv6 address. Now, actually, what is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6? So IPv4 में 32 बिट IP एड्रेस है, IPv6 में 128 बिट है. IPv4 is a numeric addressing method, IPv6 is alphanumeric addressing method. IPv4 is a binary bit that is separated by dots, whereas IPv6 binary bits are separated by colon. IPv4 is having 12 header fields, whereas IPv6 offers 8 header fields. IPv4 supports broadcast, whereas IPv6 supports multicast. IPv4 has checksum fields, whereas IPv6 doesn't have checksum fields. IPv4 supports virtual length subnet mask, whereas IPv6 doesn't support that. And IPv4 uses ARP, that is Address Resolution Protocol, to map to MAC address, whereas IPv6 uses NDP, that is Neighbor Discovery Protocols, to map MAC address. So the biggest difference, the one and most important difference is IPv4 में 32 बिट एड्रेस है, जिसके वजह से 2 raised to 32 IP एड्रेस हो गए, जिस वजह से हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि 4.29 बिलियन एड्रेसेस है। लेकिन ये एड्रेसेस अब शॉर्ट गिर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ज़्यादा इंटरनेट कनेक्शंस की वजह से शॉर्टेज इशू बढ़ गया है। ये शॉर्टेज इशू ना हो इसीलिए IPv6 निकाला गया, जिसमें 128 बिट इंटरनेट एड्रेस है, and it can support 2 raised to 128 internet address. So वैसा देखा जाए तो कैलकुलेशन में IPv6 एड्रेस ये 1000 गुना ज़्यादा है as compared to IPv4 addresses. So there is more than enough space for IPv6 addresses that will allow for a longer time. This is what the IPv6 is. Features of IPv4: connectionless protocols, allowing creating a simple virtual communication layer over diversified devices. It requires less memory, ease of remembering address, already supported protocol by millions of devices, offers video libraries and conferences. Then IPv6 hierarchical addressing schemes that we have already seen, and routing infrastructure, stateful and stateless configuration, support for quality of services, the ideal protocol for neighboring node interaction. Key benefits for IPv6: no more NAT, that is network address translation, auto configuration, no more private address collision, better multicast routing, simpler header format, simplified, more efficient routing, true quality of service, that is quality of service also called as flow labeling, built-in authentication and privacy support, flexible options and extensions, easier administrations. Then after IPv4 and IPv6, we have to see 6 low wireless personal area network, that is IPv6 for low power wireless personal area network. It is the networking technology or adaptation layers that allows IPv6 packets to be carried efficiently within small link layer frame defined by IEEE 802.15.4. This is this IPv6 low power wireless personal area network. You can see the servers connected to the internet. Then the internet is connected to the routers, and the routers are connected to the PCs. Then these routers are also connected to the edge router of 6 lower wireless PAN, which are connected to the host and router PCs. So these are connected. These are the example of IPv6 network with 6 low power wireless personal area network, mesh network. So you can see the figure. The uplink of the internet is handled by the access point. So यहाँ पर access point है. So access point दिख रहा है जो router के form में है. Then several different devices are connected to the access point in typical setup. The 6 low power wireless PAN network is using edge router is connected to the IPv6 network. मतलब 6 low power wireless personal area network is connected to IPv6 using the edge router. This edge router has 3 main actions. First, the data exchange between 6 low WPAN device and the internet protocol IPv6. Local data exchange between inside the 6 low PAN wireless PAN, and the generation and maintenance of radio subnet, that is the 6 low wireless PAN network. By communicating natively with IP, a 6 low WPAN network are connected to the other networks simply using IP routers. Data going to the network is destined from one device inside the 6 low WPAN. Two other devices include in the that are routers and host. These routers can, as the name, route data destined to another node in the 6 low PAN. Then this is the system stack overview. You can see that there are 3 models. One is the OSI model. Second is the Wi-Fi stack example. Third one is the 6 low wireless PAN network. So you can see the OSI model: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, and application layer. Then For for Wi-Fi, it is Wi-Fi Internet Protocol, TCP, HTTP, and for 6 low WPAN, IEEE 802.15.4, then MAC address, 6 low WPAN, IPv6, UDP TCP, and HTTP COAP, MQTT, WebSockets, etc. So this is all the information of our system stack overview, which we have already seen. This is repeated. Then we'll go to the MQTT. So there are two application protocols. One is MQTT and the second one is COAP. It is a lightweight message queuing and transport protocol. That is, it is a lightweight uh, messaging, queuing, message queuing, telemetry transport. It, as its name implies, is united for the transport of telemetry data, that is sensor data. MQTT is a lightweight, hence it is suitable for machine to machine or mobile to mobile, wireless sensor network, and ultimately IoT, where sensors and actor nodes communicate with the applications through MQTT message broker. So you know what message broker is? It is the server. Now, example of the MQTT is a light sensor sending the data continuously to the broker. So this can be considered as the example. Characteristics of MQTT: lightweight message queuing and transport protocol, asynchronous communication model with message, low overhead, that is 2 byte header. ये लो overhead की वजह से low power consumption होता है. It has pub sub model, that is publish and subscribe. Then simple protocol aimed at low complexity, low power, low footprints implemented using WSN. Runs on connection oriented transport, that is TCP, to be used in conjunction with. So TCP can be used in conjunction with 6 low WPAN. These are the four components that are having in the MQTT architecture. One is message, client, server or broker, and topic. So client, uh, it is having two roles. There are two roles of the client. One is to publish and the another one is subscribe. So publish is when the client sends the data to the server. Then we call this to operation as a publish. यानी जब client data send करता है server को तो उसको publish बोलते हैं. When client receives the data from the server, we said to be as subscription. Then the third is the server. Client के बाद server. So server का काम है the device or a program that allows the client to publish the message and subscribe to the messages. So server actually it is a link between publish and subscribe. So जो messages है वो publisher से लेता है और वो message subscriber को देता है. That is what the server is. Then the topic is the label provided to the message is checked against the subscription known by the server is called as topic. This is the architecture. So what I have said is that MQTT architecture, it takes the message from the publisher and then it gives to the subscriber. Suppose we take an example of MQTT architecture to understand this. Suppose a device has a temperature sensor and wants to send the rating to the server or the broker. So device है जिसमें temperature sensor लगा हुआ है, temperature sense करके information data लेता है और वो जो rating है उस sensor की वो server को दी जाती है या broker को. If the phone or desktop application receive this temperature value on the other side, then there will be two things that happen. अब दूसरे साइड पर अगर ये वैल्यू मालूम करनी है, यहाँ से आपने एक डिवाइस से वो ले लिया है टेम्परेचर की वैल्यू, वो रेटिंग सर्वर के पास आ गई है. अब सर्वर से अगर दूसरों को भेजना है दूसरी तरफ, तो पब्लिशर फर्स्ट डिफाइंस द टॉपिक, फॉर एग्जांपल द टेम्परेचर, then publishes the message, that is temperature value. After publishing the message, the phone or the desktop application on the other side will subscribe the topic, that is temperature, and then receive the published message, the value of the temperature. The server or the broker's role is to deliver the published message to the phone or to the desktop application. These are some of the versions. So MQTT was initially developed by IBM, Eurotech. Then latest version is MQTT 5.0, which is by the Oasis. So 3.1 and 3.1.1 are almost resemble. MQTT is having a message queuing telemetry transport. These are some of the features. Layer protocol, application layer protocol for IoT. MQTT uses publish subscript mechanism, pub sub mechanism controlled by the broker. Broker is a software component which is responsible for distributing message from publisher to interested subscribers, many to many subscriber or to publisher relationship, one broker for every system of IoT. There is a subscriber authentication to broker. Subscriber publisher can be very constrained. Publisher even can be censor, and the broker has to provide more computational power. So these are some of the features. Now these are the methods. One is the connect method, helps to connect with server and helps to connect the device with the server. Disconnect is opposite to the connect. If it is no longer required to be connected, then it is disconnect. Subscriber, this method helps to subscribe the service. Unsubscribe, it is opposite of subscribe. Whenever it is sorry, whenever it is no longer required to continue with different data offerings, then unsubscribe method will help to discontinue. Communication, the protocol uses pub sub architecture and eagles messages to publish to the client. The central communication point is MQTT broker, which is in charge of dispatching all message between sensors and rightful receivers. So this is communication. Features, small scale footprint, ideal if the processor or memory resources are limited, ideal if the bandwidth is low or if network is unreliable. Publish, subscribe message exchange pattern, works on the top of TCP IP. Quality of service at most once, at least once, exact once. Client library for Android, Arduino, CC++, C hash, Java, .NET. Security, authentication using username and password. Persistence, MQTT has support to persistent message stored on the broker. And the request response message access pattern is add-on. This is the MQTT framework. This is the MQTT message format. Duplicate is the dupe 1 bit, quality of the service 2 bit, retain, that is 1 bit, remaining length, about the indicate the length of the variable length header and optional payload. This is how the MQTT implementation happens. Now COAP is another constrained application protocol. The main difference between COAP and HTTP is that COAP replaces the next headers used in HTTP with more compact binary headers, and further it reduces the number of options available in the header. This makes easy to encode the COAP message. It allows you to have 4 methods: get, post, put, and delete. And it also gives 2 types of messages: a confirmable message and non-confirmable message service. For confirmable message, the receiver always returns an acknowledgement for a given period of time. COAP characteristics: constrained machine-to-machine web protocol, REST architecture, asynchronous transaction support, low header overhead 4 bytes, URI and content type support, UDP binding, and reliable unicast and multicast support. These are the transactions. First is the confirmable request. Second is a non-confirmable message. Third is the acknowledge that con has received many, may carry payloads. RST, con has been received, but some context is missing in the process. 4 methods: get, post, put, delete. Get is to retrieve the information. Post is to create new resource. Put is to update the resource. Delete is to delete the resource identified by an URI. COAP features: 4 byte of header, options, payload unsigned integer string, endpoint IP address, UDP port, constrained web protocol fulfilling M2M requirement, security binding to datagram transport protocol, asynchronous message to exchange, lower header overhead and parsing complexity, URI content type support, simply proxy and caching capabilities, UDP binding with option reliability. This is the COAP message format. So version, T is for type, OC, that is the see option count, then code, message ID, token, if any, that is a variable length token, options, and payload. So COAP is based on the exchange of compact message that default are transmitted over UDP. Message of COAP uses simple binary format. Message is given by fixed size 4-byte header plus variable length token plus a sequence of COAP options plus payload. This is the COAP option format. So option delta plus X option. Option delta is nothing but identifies the option type encoded as a delta difference to the previous option code. So this we have already seen. Okay. So this is all about the revision of IoT. So have you got it? This was the revision of unit number 5. Yes, students. Hello. Hello. Should we take attendance? Roll number 1,
Yes, sir, present.
roll number 2, 3,
Yes, sir.
4, 5, 6,
Yes, sir.
7, 8,
Yes,
9.
sir.
8
Present.
9 is okay. 10, 11, 12,
Yes, sir.
13, 14,
Present, sir.
15, 16,
Yes, sir.
17,
Yes, sir.
18, 19.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Present, sir.
Okay. 18 is there. 19,
Yes, sir. Yes,
20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
Yes, sir.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30,
Present, sir.
31, 32, 33, 34, 35,
33.
33, 34, 35, 36, 37,
Yes, sir.
38,
Yes, sir.
39,
Yes, sir.
40, 41, 42, 43,
Present, sir.
44,
Yes, sir. Present.
45, 46, 47, 48,
Yes, sir.
49, 50,
Present.
51, 52,
Present.
53, 54, 55, 56,
Present, sir.
57, 58,
Present, sir.
59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 62. Yes, any number remaining?
Roll number 11, sir.
Roll number 11. Okay, any other? Is it okay? ठीक, thank you.